Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Marshall Medallion, and this is the Flow State Podcast. Today, we have a special guest. We got Carlton Aiken, Coach Aiken in the building.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
How you
you having
feeling,
me.
brother?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get straight to it.
Let's do it.
So, walk us through your football career. I know recently you just retired.
Yeah. Just retired after, a 20-year since I first started playing Pee Wee football in 2005.
Yeah.
Just retired. A blessing. God blessed me beyond belief. I didn't think that I'd be playing football so long, and then once I did start playing football so long, I didn't think it would be over this fast. I thought I'd still be playing, for another 10 years or so. But I had a really good career and never made it to NFL or anything like that. But I played in NFL Europe for 3 years, so that was a blessing. Got to see the world. Got to, take my wife traveling to see Europe and take her out the country for the first time. So it was great. It was good.
Yeah, where all did you play over in Europe?
When I first came out in 2023, I played in Poland. That was like my first stop. And then later that summer, I got called up to the ELF, the NFL Europe League, to the Barcelona Dragons.
Okay.
Which was great. And then I got engaged to my wife. She's not from Barcelona. She's from Cincinnati, but I flew her out and we got engaged in Barcelona. And then the second year, I signed with the Helvetic Mercenaries in Switzerland.
Okay.
So that was beautiful. That was probably my favorite place, just the scenery in Switzerland, the mountains, the lakes, everything beautiful there. And then I retired after the 2024 season. I thought I was done. I had got hurt in a game, and originally the team had wanted me to sign a 3-year deal. So I was like, all right, even though I'm hurt and I can come back and play and kind of push through it, they were like, don't come back. Like, we don't want to risk you for next season. So I was like, okay, cool. We ended the season. And then in that off season, like around October, I started working at Black Sheep, where I work now. And Black Sheep was pretty much like, we would love to have you, but we want somebody here full time all year long. Like, we've had quarterback trainers who've came in and out. I think they had like 3 quarterback trainers in 3 years. So they were like, we want someone who's going to be here for a long time. So if you do get the job, we want you to not go back and play. So I was like, all right, like, I'll retire. Like, that's fine. I can see the trajectory of, life after football and be able to do this, hopefully full time. So I retired originally in 2024. And then over the summer in August, once all my quarterbacks went back to camp, I pretty much was at home chilling. And then the Hamburg Sea Devils in Germany, their quarterback had just got cut or hurt. It was actually Tua Tagovailoa's brother. He had got released, and then they were looking for a quarterback to finish out the season. So I went out there, played 2 games, and then rode off into the sunset. Pretty much just wanted to know, like, that was my last 2 games. Like, before in 2024, when I didn't know that was it. Like, when I took off the pads, I was like, all right, I'm signing a 3-year deal. Like, I have 3 more years. So I felt like I kind of got stripped away, like that feeling of knowing this was my last time putting on pads that got taken away from me. So I went back to Hamburg this summer just for one reason and one reason only, just to retire on top and go out and do it my way. So I've had teams call, a lot of teams, the most teams I've had call my whole entire football career professionally this offseason, but I've been telling them that's it. I had 7 touchdowns in my last game. And 7 is, the sign of completion.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel as though God blessed me in that last game to be like, you're really done now. So I wouldn't even be able to go back and, I'm done. That was God's blessing to me to be like, all right, here you are, 7 tuds in your last game, you're done. So that's it. Football is over in that regard.
Okay. I think we picked a perfect time to shoot this interview because we just finished up high school season.
Yeah.
College season is actually just now coming to a close.
Yep.
About to have the national championship, and then the NFL is going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So before we move on, we're going to play a little game. I'm going to have you build your perfect quarterback.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you different categories.
Yeah.
And you pick the person that comes to mind.
Okay, cool.
First off, we're going to start with arm strength.
So arm strength, all time, Josh Allen.
Okay.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Rocket arm. You can rip it.
Accuracy.
Tom Brady.
Okay. Man, you're ready.
Yep.
Mobility.
Lamar Jackson or Carlton Aiken.
Hey. Yeah. Pocket awareness.
Ooh, I never got that one before. Fran Tarkenton? You don't know what that is?
Who's that?
Played for the Vikings back in the day. He was good. Hold on, let me think. Let me get somebody new. Pocket awareness. Who can get? Joe Burrow is pretty good in the pocket.
Okay.
Joe
And
Burrow's
then,
pretty good in the pocket.
and then, I mean, IQ.
Peyton Manning.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Can I do that for my high school quarterbacks too?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's see. What was the first one? Arm strength.
Arm strength.
Who is the strongest arm out of all my quarterbacks? Matt Ponatoski. He's a Kentucky commit.
Yeah.
He's a baseball player too. Threw 101 across the diamond. He's good.
Yeah, for sure.
What else we got?
Accuracy.
Most accurate quarterback I have. Who is always on the money? Hunter McLaughlin.
Okay. Mobility.
Freshman. The best dual threat, Rio Littmer. Just commit. That's the guy that just committed today.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah.
Pocket awareness.
Who's good?
My wife actually went to Highlands.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's my dog. Pocket awareness. Who's good in and out the pocket? Drew Daly. Freshman. Yep.
And then IQ.
Smartest quarterback, probably Bubba Smart, just because I coached him this year. He's super cerebral.
Smart IQ.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Super smart.
Okay, so now you're in Cincinnati. You're
Yep.
training, you're coaching.
Yep.
Killing it on social media, by the way.
Yeah.
You've almost had 10,000 followers in about a year.
Yeah.
Everybody is interacting. I love the VR.
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
Yeah, so obviously I work at a really good gym, Black Sheep, and we're always trying to figure out, the next thing and keeping guys sharp, especially during the season. So like this time last year, we were trying to figure out what we were going to do to keep guys occupied during the season and keeping them sharp. And I came up with the idea of Reps VR. I had got it from a young quarterback that I trained, Grayson Angelini, his dad. They had originally told me about it, and then I remember my quarterback coach who trained me, he had did a little bit of Reps VR, like the virtual reality training too. So they had introduced me to it, and then I was like, hey, Black Sheep, like I think we should do this. And then they loved the idea, so we started doing it in August, and I mean it's taken off. If that's number one, we do it for private sessions, not the group session, just because there's too many quarterbacks. But everyone who's done it, they're like, this is the best thing ever. Like, it literally, this isn't. I'm not sponsored by Reps VR or anything like that, but it puts you in a real life situation, and you just get so many mental reps. That's one thing that quarterbacks just don't get a lot of, is like in practice or in game situations where you can see a live defense. And Reps does that for them. It's like a real defense out there, and you have to ID the defense or ID the coverage and realize where you're going to go with the football pre-snap, and you're going through your pre-snap checklist and protection, seeing who's blitzing, who's hot, who we have to get the ball to, so stuff like that. And I mean, me not being able to be a quarterback coach during the season for all my quarterbacks, being able to do that for them during the season is huge.
How much of an advantage is being like somebody that just played recently?
Yeah.
How much does that do for your relationships with these kids who are used to having somebody twice their age, guiding them?
Yeah.
Is it a lot more relatable?
It's probably the number one thing that, separates me from a lot of other guys. There are other quarterback coaches that are young that do it. I just think my personality, and I don't look at my quarterbacks as like my clients really or anything.
Right.
I look at every single one of my quarterbacks like my little brother.
I was just gonna say that. That's
Every single one. I think they'll say that too. I don't like. There was one time there was another coach who came in to one of my sessions, and they were watching and seeing how I coach, and my quarterback had called me Ake. They were like, "Yo, Ake, like blah 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 blah," and they were like, "Hey, like that's Coach Aiken." And in my head, like I didn't correct them, but in my head I was like, yeah, but I was like, these are like my little bros. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really don't look at it. So I think that's like number one. I just have a genuine relationship with them. Like I play, Madden and NCAA and college football with them.
Yeah.
We talk about life.
Correct.
And I'm coming from as a standpoint. It's like I've been there. Like I'm not going to tell you or get on. I'm like I understand what it's like. Like we can talk about anything and everything.
Right.
Right before this, I sat down with two of my quarterbacks, Matt and Rio, and we were sitting at Chipotle, and we were just talking about how Matt is probably going to get drafted in the MLB draft and how Rio is about to go to college. And I was like, this is what college is really going to be like.
Yeah, exactly.
How you have to manage it. So just that relationship with them, when it's time for me to be like, hey, you got to do this, they know it's coming from a standpoint of, oh, he truly wants me to get better.
Yeah.
He's not telling me this because he's like a hater or anything like that.
Right,
It's
right.
like, oh, one, this guy's young. Two, he played football at a really, really high level. But like three, like this guy actually genuinely cares. Like I genuinely care about every single the 5-star quarterbacks or the 7-year-old quarterback who came in and doesn't even know how to grip a football. Like I care about every single one of them. Like they're my family, literally. So
dope. Yeah. Since we're on Matt, what do you think about? I see a consistency with scouts kind of really focused on specifically QBs that play baseball.
Yeah.
You got Kyler Murray, you got Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes.
Yep, for sure.
It's a thing now.
Yeah.
What advantage do you think baseball players, what kind of edge do you think that they have as far as being a quarterback?
I think the two go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the same mechanics. Talking about like the kinematic sequencing and like all the science behind it, rotating your hips, getting your hips driven through, delaying your upper half, and then the whole entire arm motion and things of that nature. So it's definitely a big. It translates well. A baseball player and a quarterback. I think just because you're throwing the baseball so much over and over and over again, that you pick up habits on why it would be easy to throw a football. Like number one thing I think I struggle with, where if I have a kid who's 8 years old who's never played quarterback but he's played baseball for the last 3 years, he knows how to extend through the throw and like release the ball when your arm is fully extended.
Yeah.
Rather than a kid who's never played baseball, they don't even know how to just throw something, whether it's a rock, whether it's a frisbee, whatever it is, just extending your arm out and throwing. Baseball players just do it just because they do it so much. Like you can't really throw a baseball like that. Like you have to fully extend. So it translates really well. And Matt is an extreme case because he just broke a record at an All-Star game where he threw 101 across the diamond.
That.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
And I literally when I talk about Matt, or when I train Matt, he's like my very first big time quarterback.
Yeah.
Like he's an Elite 11 quarterback and everything like that. So a lot of times it's like I don't want to touch his arm. Like I don't want to change his mechanics because one, he'll probably end up playing in the MLB.
Yeah.
So who am I to be like, hey, you need to throw a football like this? Where other quarterback coaches may be like, hey, no, like you got to change it. And like one, it's not broke. You rip the ball just like an NFL quarterback. Like he has velocity.
You got here for some reason.
Yeah, for sure. Now there's other things that we touch on, like mechanics and sequencing and stuff like that. But like throwing motion, it's like all right, like I'm not going to touch it, just because he's like a high caliber guy. But other guys, But yeah, it translates really well.
Okay. This is another question that I had, and this kind of might be like a weird question, but are there common character traits amongst quarterbacks?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What do you think some of those are?
The number one thing is you have to be coachable. You have to be coachable. If you're not coachable, like we're wasting our time. There's kids who, I remember when I first started, because I've only been doing this a year, but I've obviously played quarterback my whole entire life. But when I first started, I was showing my quarterback trainer, Coach Abe, who I'll probably talk about a bunch more times today. I was showing him clips of kids who were like 8 years old, and he was like, bro, that kid, like, he's like, he has a great motion. And he was like, you have to want to try to throw like that. Like, you have to want to be able to throw like that. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I think I'm going to play quarterback. Like, you have to want to, like, a perfect throwing motion, you have to really, really, really want to accomplish that. So some kids, like, I can tell them, there's 3 non-negotiables I always talk about. Firm front side, like you want to smack yourself in the face through the throw. Chop the tree down the middle and fully extend. There's some kids who just, I have to tell them over and over and over again. So I literally tell my guys, I'm like, I'm going to teach you how to be coachable. And I'm like, what is coachable? And they're like, I don't know. Like, what does coachable mean? I'm like, coachable is if I tell you to do something one time, you get it either that next rep or in 2 reps, but you get it done. Like, you focus on that one thing and you get it done. I'm like, if we start in the beginning of a session and I say chop the tree down the middle when you throw and you're still sidearming the ball 50 minutes into the session, we just wasted 50 minutes.
Right.
So I was like, you have to be coachable. So I would say that's number 1 characteristic. 2 that goes right after that is competitiveness. It's so cliche. Every single elite guy is extremely competitive. So like I'll take my top 2 quarterbacks right now are Rio and Matt. And they always are like, I want to train with Rio or I want to train with Matt. They're always like, I want to train against each other because they just go at it. Like, and Matt is a SEC quarterback and Rio's another D1 quarterback. But when they're in a session, you would think they're both SEC like Power 5 guys. They just go at it and they're so competitive. Like calling each other out too. Like, bro, that throw was trash. Like I remember it was a viral clip of like Shador and Cam Ward. And he was like, what? Like that's literally how their conversations are. So that, and then thirdly, I would say just being a lot of hand-eye coordination. Like if you're not really coordinated, it's kind of hard. And I struggle with this with either kids who just started playing quarterback or guys who are like first time ever having a quarterback trainer in high school. So like first starting out, not super coordinated. So if you're really coordinated and you understand your body and how your body moves and things of that nature, you'll be pretty good. So those are big 3. Competitiveness, coachability, and hand-eye coordination.
Okay. Walk me through, imagine I was one of your quarterbacks. Walk me through a training session with Coach Aiken.
So we start out and we warm up. So it's like a 2-minute like body warm up. So we're doing our arms, getting our hips warmed up as well. So hip rotation, hip drive. And then we get right on the wall and I have these plyo balls and now we're warming up on our arm. And that usually takes like 10 to 15 minutes. And my older guys hate it. They're like, I'm ready to throw. And I'm like, no, we have to do this. 1, because it warms up your arm. But 2, I can teach. Because when I have really, really big groups, it's hard to be super technical with every single person. So I start off the session. I'm like, all right, tell me the 3 non-negotiables. So the guys who have been here for a while, they can spit it out. They're like firm front side, chop the tree down the middle, extend. New guys, I'm teaching them what the non-negotiables are. So we start with the plyo balls and we're warming up and doing all of our throwing motion stuff. And I touch on mechanics a little bit in that section. And then we grab our football. Then we do our lower half. So upper half non-negotiables and then lower half non-negotiables. So fast foot strike. You want to put your foot in the ground fast so we can get our hips through fast. And then squish the ball with my back foot. So we're finishing staggered, but my right foot is in the ground like my anchor foot. After they know like the basics, super duper duper basics of just how to throw, then we start throwing the football after the plyo ball's on the wall. And then we get into our throwing session. So right now I'm in the mechanics phase. So I broke down my off season and I came up with this. I really haven't seen anybody else do it, but I'm like, I need a way to get my players bought in to understand like it's a whole process to play quarterback. It's not as fast. You can't show up to me in June or July and be like, all right, I'm ready to play quarterback in 2 months. Where like you're doing yourself a disservice. You will not be ready. It's a very, very long process to be good. So I did a 9-month program. So right now I'm in the first phase of the program, which is straight mechanics. So all we do right now is throwing motion, drops, non-negotiable talk, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, how to take a snap, the body posture, where you want the football at. All day 1 stuff that you'd be surprised. Like there's stuff that I have to teach Matt, and he's a SEC quarterback. There's stuff that I'm teaching that my 7-year-old knows that some of my high school guys don't know. So getting all the mechanics out the way. And then after that 3-month phase, I'm going into, in the beginning of March, I start my like routes on air phase. So getting guys ready to go into camp season, 7-on-7, throwing in front of college coaches, which in my point is, and this is the second biggest part of the whole entire off season. And then after that, we get through that. That's when we go into getting guys ready for their season. So a lot more like hitting them with the bags, telling them to put their helmet and shoulder pads on. It's not pretty playing quarterback, so I literally hit them. Like I don't take it easy on them. Try to put them in uncomfortable positions so that when they're in the game, they're comfortable being uncomfortable. So that's what like the whole off-season program. So depending on which section I'm in the off-season, it changes. But right now it's just we're in doing drops, feet, mechanics, and make sure I'm hitting on the small things.
Okay. What do you ever give homework?
To some of my guys, I tell. So there's another thing that that like separates the really really good guys. Usually I only train a kid once a week. Some guys I train more. Like Rio, he comes in 4 times a week.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But if you don't come in 4 times a week, you should still be throwing 4 to 5 times a week. And if you're not, then you're wasting your parents' money, you're wasting my time. Like I'm starting to get kind of like fed up with some of my guys who don't do it more, like take what we're doing in the session and go home and do it. Because I'm like, we've done this. Why are we still talking about chopping the tree down the middle and I've been training with you for a year? Like, he's like, I'll ask a kid and he's like, oh, I only throw one time a week. I'm like, you only throw here and you think you're going to get better?
That's crazy.
So.
And when you say throw at home, he don't mean in the house. I saw that one
Oh,
video.
yeah. That was Drew, actually. That was Drew. But yeah, like all the guys who, so I don't want to use Rio because Rio came in 4 times a week and actually threw with me. But there's some guys who come in once a week or once every 2 weeks who do what we do in a session and they do it every single day.
Yeah.
And they take off like a rocket. Like they get so much better so fast.
Yeah.
And there's other guys who come in once a week and they only like once a week for a whole entire year and they'll only throw 52 times that year. Like just 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
And it takes 10,000 hours to master something.
It does.
And they're not getting 10,000 hours. Like they're only throwing 52 hours out the whole year and expecting to get better. So one, it puts me in a sticky situation because they're like, we're paying you all this money to get my son better. And I'm like, yeah, but like you got to go home and do it. Like, and I tell parents too, I'm like, hey, come into the session, record, take all the drills, shoot me. I have so many text messages of parents that I love. And they're showing me videos and I can be like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what we can get better at. Hey, next time do this. Because I want to get guys to be really, 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 really good. So like send me all that stuff so we can keep stacking and build something, not just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Man, I have so much respect for you, not even just as a coach, but as an entrepreneur. You have a lot of structure, and I think that a lot of your talent is shown through your systems that you've put in motion.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, brother.
Appreciate it.
What do you think about talent versus fundamentals? Like in high school, you know, you have kids that are good, a few kids that are good.
Yep.
But then you go to that next level, and everybody's good.
Yep.
And then the very, very few that make it all the way to the league.
Yeah.
You know, the higher you get, the more, you know, people are clicking on all cylinders and they can't necessarily always rely on one or the other. Kind of has to be, would you say, a combination of both?
You hit it right on the head. So you have to have both. And I think a prime example of it, and someone who talks about it publicly a lot, is Josh Allen.
My favorite.
Yep. So Josh Allen, like if you've seen him throw, super talented, right?
Yeah, of course.
Super, super talented. Has all the intangibles, 6'5", 240 pounds, can throw, you know, like a rocket. But he was kind of inaccurate his first year in the league. And then he got, I forget what quarterback coach he got with. I wish I did know so I could plug him. But he got with a quarterback trainer, and they started teaching him about, you know, the small 5% of how he could get better. Hey, chop the tree down the middle, hip rotation, all that small stuff that the 1% chases. So you have to have both. You have to have talent and you have to have the mechanics behind it and the fundamentals behind it to reach that elite level. Now, some guys, especially in high school, so let's talk about guys who may not play college football. Some guys just probably they don't have the talent, but they do have really, really, really good mechanics, and they'll be a great high school quarterback. And then if they don't have any talent, maybe they'll end their high school career being really, really good at their high school. Now, if they do have talent and or a little bit of talent and really, really good mechanics, then you'll see like them play college ball at different levels and stuff like that. So like the higher you go, more times than not, you see talent and mechanics. Now, if you look at somebody like Matt Ponatoski, I can't take credit for Matt, and I always say this all the time. Matt was Matt before I started training him.
Right.
He was already Kentucky. He was already all these offers and stars and stuff like that. But if you ask Matt, he'll definitely say, you know, he's helped me get 10 times better since we started training over the summer. Yeah. So one thing I talked to Matt about, I'm like, all right, yes, you were an amazing freak athlete in high school. If you do play college football, like there's certain stuff that we need to start, like get out the way. So like his footwork is kind of slow. And I'm like, hey, we need to speed up our footwork because you're about to play SEC football. Yeah. Like dudes aren't slow. You got to speed up everything. So it's small stuff like that where it's like, oh, this is how I can get 5% better. And I have this conversation with my guys all the time. Like we were talking about the mechanics phase with, so my older guys and my college guys, I'm like, you guys can't get bored of chasing the 0.5% to get better. I'm like, if you look at Tom Brady, and he's talked about this too with his trainer, Tom House, when he goes in and he trains, like he still had a quarterback trainer his whole entire college professional career, and he's the greatest quarterback of all time. So it's like in year 20, what is a quarterback trainer going to tell me? Well, he's like, oh, you're telling me I can do this and the ball will come out tighter, or I'll be more accurate if I do this. And he's already the most accurate quarterback ever, but he's still chasing that 5%, the 0.5% to get better.
Right.
So that's what I'm telling my guys, like you guys, and they're not on that level. So like when you guys come in, you have to chase that 1%. We have to get 1% better.
Yeah. Talk to me about, because you said you're like a big bro to a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
It really warms my heart to see you go on college visits with a lot of these kids.
Yeah.
What's it like? And this is the whole shift to this part of the episode, is I want to start talking about the ins and outs of kind of like college and that transition from high school to college. How's that process? Have they allowed you to guide them, or be part of that process with them?
For sure. And I think just me playing the position and playing high level, they take my word, with some substance behind it.
Yeah.
So I have a plan. I tell all my guys, I'm like, I have a plan in place for you. So just a broad plan that I have for my guys. Like I have a really good quarterback, Emmett Wapzig. He's in 8th grade. He's like 6'2" already. He's really good. So I tried to get him invited to pretty much, the younger you are, the bigger school you want to go to. So you want to go to like the Oregons, the Ohio States, the Texases, because those are the schools that are going to recruit you that early. A D2 school, Thomas More isn't going to recruit an 8th grader. No matter how great that 8th grader is, it would just be pointless. They're probably going to be gone. Hopefully, if they're good, they're going to be gone in a couple years.
Facts.
And if you're good, you're going to be gone. Like while they waste their time on a kid who's really, really good, because he'll probably end up going D1. So you want to go as big as possible the younger you are. Now, the older you get after your freshman, sophomore year, you want to start to narrow that list down a little bit, because one, you'll go to these camps and the coach will be like, really good job, but they won't say, hey, come back up for a game this fall. Hey, like, what's your coach's number? How can I get in contact with you? You'll know if a coach is really, really reaching out to you. So if you don't get a lot of that, then you want to start going to the smaller schools, the University of Dayton, so the Ohio University, the MAC schools, things like that, EKU. And you want to do that going to like your junior, senior year. And then after that, if you're not really getting any D1 love, FBS or FCS, then you want to start going to like the D2s, the D3s, or NAIA schools and trying to play college football, because that's the goal at the end of the day. I'm just as happy as my guy who's going to MIT next year, Braden Wallace, as I'm happy with Rio or somebody else. So that's the gist of it. Now, the ins and outs and what I really like is making connections with these college coaches.
That must be fun.
It's really fun. I loved the recruiting process. I loved it so much that I transferred 4 times in college. I made a lot of relationships in college just going on visits. I was heavily recruited in the FCS level coming out of high school, so I made a lot of relationships there. And then when I left my FCS school, I went JUCO, and JUCO is obviously trying to get out. That whole recruiting process, that's the second time. And then I went to D2, Pace University, had a really good staff, and guys went all over the place, D1 school. So that staff is all over the place now, so I know those coaches.
Right.
And then I hit the transfer portal again and went to Gardner-Webb. So when I was at Gardner-Webb, that's a D1 school, my head coach is at Tulsa now.
Yeah.
And my quarterback's coach is at UVA, and my receivers coach is at Tennessee. So it's literally like all these schools I have so many relationships with, on top of just me reaching out and building relationships with them, not even knowing them. So that's one thing, just trying to plug them. And then I'll talk about today with Rio, the quarterback who just committed. Like my quarterback coach in college at Pace, he was at UNLV. Then he was a quarterback coach at UNLV. And then he got the OC job at Sac State. And then the Sac State coach went to Colorado. He didn't go to Colorado with him. He went to Southern University, a D1 school, with Marshall Faulk, who just got hired to be the head coach. So he had called me to ask me about a quarterback that I used to train a lot, but he stopped coming in because he thought I couldn't get him offers. So he called me about that kid. He was like, when's the last time he's came in? I was like, the kid is great. He's really good. His dad is a coach. Really, really good kid. I was like, I just haven't seen him in a long time. Like I was like, I haven't seen him. I'm not sure if he's training or what's the deal. And he was like, who are you training right now? And I posted a screenshot because all I did was flip the camera around. I didn't say nothing. Flipped the camera around, and he seen Rio throwing. And then, the rest is history. He got the offer and committed and things like that. So it's just relationships like that, or like what I want my quarterbacks to understand too. Is like it's bigger than me. It's bigger than you guys. It's about the next generation. So I'm like, when you guys go onto these visits, I would love to go because one, I want to make the relationship with that coach, not for me, like that does nothing for me,
right,
but for the 7-year-old quarterback who in 5 years is going to be like, hey, coach, can you reach out to such and such? I'm like, you know what? I have a quarterback on their roster. Let's talk about Matt. Kentucky? I know the Kentucky coach because Matt is there, and I've met the coach, and you're good enough to be there, so I'll plug you in.
Right.
So that whole entire thing, and my guys are understanding that because I tell them I'm not shy about it. I'm like, hey, this is bigger than me and you. Plug me in so that I can get this thing going.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about. Some guys talk about it, some guys don't. I try to be transparent. I'm like, it's not me. It's the kids that are really, really good, and they're feeding this wheel that I'm trying to build. So I have a plan in place. I've seen it. My quarterback coach that I had, Coach Abe, he did a really, really good job. He had a lot of relationships, and I seen what that did.
Shout out Coach Abe.
Coach Abe, I could talk about Coach Abe all day. But he gave me the blueprint of what it looks like, and not only do you have to be a really, really good quarterback trainer, you have to be a really, really good recruiter and help them get recruited.
Yeah.
And I feel as though that's what I thrive in.
Yeah. For the meantime, do you think you'll stay only training, or do you coach at all?
I do. I coach at Roger Bacon.
Okay. And are you a quarterbacks coach? Or
Yeah,
you just
quarterbacks coach, pass game coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah, I coach.
Would you ever love to coach full time?
Like college?
Yeah.
I've had offers, quite a few actually. I don't think so. It's just too much time. Not right now, at least.
Yeah.
I would say I was actually thinking about this the other night. I'm like, if God forbid something happened and I couldn't train quarterbacks anymore, I would definitely become a coach. Like I would call up Coach Merch and be like, hey, can I come coach at Southern University? Which would be like, come on.
Yeah.
So not now. Hopefully, Coach Merch or someone gets a job. Like if Merch keeps balling and he becomes like an NFL head coach or offensive coordinator, he's like, hey, I need a quarterbacks coach. And I'd be like, all right, I'm coming.
Yeah, facts.
But I don't think so. I love what I do. I have the easiest job in America. It's not even a job. Right. I literally get to play football or just toss the football around all day.
Yeah.
So I really couldn't. It would have to be like 15, 20 years down the line. I've already trained every single quarterback. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, let me see what the NFL is like. Like, let me really, really go into it. And I'd probably do that for 10 years and be like, all right, I'm back to training quarterbacks. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I love the coach. I like the level I'm at. Coach Merch, actually, shout out to Coach Merch too. He actually, he told me, because I wanted to coach originally.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be a college coach, like put me on. He was like, no. Go be a high school coach and quarterback train, and you'll be fine. Yeah. And I was like, what? And then he was right. It worked out great. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm about to do another little game. I've been
sure.
waiting to ask you these questions.
Right.
Super controversial.
All right.
We're going to do the top 5 high school football states in America.
Yep.
In order, from 1 to 5.
Oh, in order. Okay.
And this is your opinion because, I mean, I did look online and there's a lot of different factors going in.
Yeah.
But when you say a state, also explain why you have them where they're at.
Okay. Texas is number 1.
Okay.
Hardest football, and it's just different. There's going to be a lot of down south schools on this list.
Of course.
Football is different down there. So
Bro, facts.
Everyone is bigger. Everyone is faster.
They're bred for it.
They're bred for it. They eat, sleep, and breathe football.
Yeah, bro. Friday Night
talent,
Lights is real.
Yeah. Friday Night Lights is super real.
Yeah.
They're building $5 million stadiums for high school football.
You hear that one story with Max Crosby?
No.
Where he said that he had more fans at his high school games than college?
Yeah, it's like that.
Like 20,000 people at games.
For sure.
People tailgating.
For sure.
That's crazy.
So Texas number 1.
Yeah.
I would say number 2 is Florida.
Okay.
Just because of athleticism
Something about Florida.
So this is, I'll talk about that after, but Florida number 2 because like you can go to Florida and be like, I'll just get a receiver from Florida and he'll be great. He'll be great. So Florida number 2, Texas number 1 also because of the size. It's a big state, so it's a lot more kids.
Yeah.
So that plays a factor. Florida, a little bit, still a big state, a little bit smaller, but still phenomenal.
Yeah.
Number 3, California, another big state, high level football. You got the modern days, I think St. John Bosco's out there.
Yep, for sure.
So really, really, really good football out there. That's a state, which I was going to segue to, where coaches can be like, I want a quarterback. They'll go to California and be like, I'm going to get a quarterback from California.
Yeah.
It's a QB factory.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 is probably Georgia. Again, high level football. There are always like a couple schools that are top 25. A lot of Atlanta schools. Buford is really, really good. Mm-hmm. And then number 5 is Ohio.
Yeah, that's my list, just maybe in a little bit different order.
What's your order? Ohio 1?
No. Ohio's 5. I got love for Ohio, but Ohio's 5. I would say I'd go Florida 1.
Ooh, okay.
I'd go Georgia 2.
What?
And then I would go Texas, Cali, Ohio.
Talk to me about Georgia 2 over Texas.
Georgia 2? Georgia, I'm convinced Georgia produces a lot of talent. Matter of fact, I heard somebody say that the only reason Florida is any good is because Georgia kids be going to IMG. But I think Georgia, you put Georgia at 4. Listen, you do this professionally, so, who am I? But
we're still talking about top 5, so everything is good. To even be top 5 is good.
Exactly. And give us some honorable mentions, because honestly, I feel like, Pennsylvania might be up there?
Yep, and I'm from PA, born and raised, played high school football my freshman year in PA.
Yeah, what part of PA are you from?
Philly.
Okay.
Yeah, right outside Philly, yep.
Yeah, facts.
PA... No one really in the Northeast is that good, like New Hampshire or anything like that. Is not that good.
Alabama.
Oh yeah. Oh, Alabama, Louisiana.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
all them southern. Yeah.
Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee.
Yeah. Tennessee, facts.
Nevada. Besides, like they have good football, but it's only like Bishop Gorman and stuff like that.
You know who a lot of people put as their number 5?
Who?
Hawaii. I heard they be balling in Hawaii.
If you want to go get an O lineman or D lineman, you go to Hawaii for sure. Hawaii is, I guess, I honestly don't know if I was from the West Coast, I'd probably be like, yeah, Hawaii, because all the West Coast universities like Cal and all them, Oregon, they always have the Samoan dudes out there.
Yeah, facts.
Playing. But yeah, I would say like PA, not really Kentucky. I heard Kentucky football is trash. I'm still new in the area, but they be saying like Kentucky football is trash.
Respectfully, I feel like if Northern Kentucky well, I don't know anything about Kentucky football other than Northern Kentucky, like what's it, Beechwood?
Yeah, Beechwood, Cove Cave.
Yeah, all of that.
Highlands,
and it's like they continuously do really good.
Yeah. And
that's no like slight to them, but I'm like, if they consistently do that good, then the whole state must not have as much comp as Ohio.
Yes.
Because you see, I don't know if you follow like Ohio high school football.
Oh, for sure.
Like it bounces back and forth between Cincy, Cleveland, Columbus a lot.
For sure. Rio or at Highlands, he played Elder, who went to the state finals. Yeah. And or no, they didn't go to the state. They lost in the state semis. But Elder, who was really, really good, and they got punched. And Rio's team was like 7th in Kentucky or something like that, and they got absolutely like dismantled by Elder. So it's like, if you look at that, their best wasn't even a close game, but our best. So
is Highlands D1?
D2.
Okay.
Yeah, D2.
D2 around here is crazy, bro.
Yeah, Highlands D2 in Kentucky, they were really good.
And then Anderson.
In Ohio. Yeah, Ohio D2 is really, really good.
Yeah,
they say it's like one of the best in the country, like hardest conferences.
I agree.
But yeah, so that would be like PA and Bama and all that. That'd be North Carolina football is actually pretty good too.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about NIL.
Yeah.
It's been in college since I think 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's in high school. It's been in high school in some states. It just got passed to be a thing in Ohio this year. Talk to me about the pros and some of the cons of not necessarily that kids making money is a con, but the entitlement and some of the walk me through that.
When I was in college, I had pretty much missed NIL. But I was writing papers. Like, that was a big thing. Yeah. Like, every sports writing class or anything like that, it was like, why should college athletes be paid?
Facts.
And then I remember the debates. Some kids who were non-athletic regular people, so NARPs, they would be like, why should a college athlete get paid? Like, they're getting a full scholarship, and they're like, you don't understand how much money is in this. Like,
facts.
I didn't truly understand how much money is in it. Like, when you can have 2 quarterbacks on your roster making over $1 million, it's like, what are we talking about right here? Like, that's insane. So I think it's great. The pros is it's fair for the kids. Like, doesn't make sense. There was one of the biggest stories I seen. It was like USC. They had a receiver back in the day, back when Reggie Bush and them were playing. He got in trouble because he after the game he had got like a slice of pizza from someone. And they were saying, and this is after the national championship game where he just scored a touchdown. And it's like, I can't get a slice of pizza, but you just made $1 billion off this one game. Like, are you kidding me right now? He got in trouble. So stuff like that. Now that's one extreme. And then the other extreme would be these kids getting $5 million. Like, that's
bro, you see that, what's the kid from Ohio State right now?
Right now, Julian Sayin?
No.
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith. I heard he's making more than that the leading wide receiver in the league that played at Ohio State.
Probably is. Yeah, probably. There's quarterbacks in college football that are making more money than a quarterback that got drafted last year. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Not even close. So, I think so. I think it's nothing that the kid has to do. It's not on the kid. It's on the NCAA to regulate it and put something in place to try to stop it. I would say the cons are starting to show their head this year with the transfer portal and everything.
Like what happened with that Tennessee?
There was
the dad that got involved with that kid that wanted more money or something like that from Tennessee, and then they withdrew the offer.
Yeah,
and he was just out.
So stuff like that. It's just a slippery slope. Like, if you're going to pay a kid money, the coach is going to want that kid to perform. As soon as that kid doesn't perform, give me my money back.
Right.
So now you're seeing dudes literally sign contract. It's like you're signing a contract for 1 year. They'll be like, oh, USC was doing it really funny, but they'll be like, oh, my quarterback re-signed with me. It's like, re-signed? Like, this is college. And he's like, nope, he re-signed because he's on a 1 year deal.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
That's it. So, and then there's some guys who are getting sued, like the Washington quarterback. He ended up going back now, but he was about to get sued by Washington because he signed whatever deal and he hit the portal. And they were like, no, well, we want our money because you signed a 2 year deal. Like, where's the rest of our money? So situations like that are definitely the cons. You talk about entitlement. I would say so. I mean, anytime you're giving a 18, 19-year-old kid 6 figures and above, 7 figures, they're definitely going to be entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably would be too. When I was in college and we got a $3,000 stipend, I thought I was rich. I can't imagine right now being a 19-year-old kid and having $2 million in the bank account. I probably wouldn't even be I would have got kicked out of college.
Shoot, 19.
I would have never. Yeah, right now.
What was that 27. What was that one kid from Alabama, the 17-year-old Ryan something?
Oh, the Ryan Williams, the receiver.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I don't like.
That's life-changing.
Unfathomable.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. So stuff it probably has its cons. Anytime you give a young athlete, like basketball players, when they get drafted out of high school and stuff like that, So hopefully. I still feel as though there's a lot more good than bad.
Oh, for sure.
A lot more good than bad.
I was just saying, I don't think that there's any cons to it per se. I just think that as far as the process, it can kind of mess up the game. You know what I mean? Because it's a business.
It's a business, and the rich get richer because the guys who can afford to pay these kids money with NIL, they're going to win. But then you got teams like Indiana, who's about to play tonight, versus Oregon, and they're not a huge NIL team. Like Indiana beat Ohio State during the season, and Ohio State has like the biggest NIL in the country, or one of the biggest. So, and they lost. So I think NIL gets you only so far.
Right.
Coaching definitely plays a part.
Yeah.
Not saying Ohio State can't coach, because I love the coaches at Ohio State. Thank you for inviting me up.
Shots fired.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me up. But Kurt Cignetti is doing an amazing job this year. Ridiculous job with what he has, and his whole entire journey, going to a D2 school, leaving Alabama, going to a D2 school, and then working his way up is phenomenal. But there's definitely cons. Like, there's agents out here asking a kid for too much money off of their NIL contract. There's teams who are cutting kids because they're not, good enough.
Yeah.
Which is the business side of it. So
I'm so glad you brought up agents. I was going to bring up agents.
Yeah.
Your opinion on them?
That's probably one thing I'm not even too
familiar with
right now. A couple of my quarterbacks have agents. Like one of my quarterbacks, Tim, he just signed an agent. He hit the portal from Ohio University, and his agent is trying to get him to a couple schools. The only thing I don't like about agents, they're thinking about it from like a money now. Some guys are thinking of it from like a money now perspective. Like, hey, you could go here and make all this money. But I look at it from, don't worry about the money. Go somewhere you're going to play, because you'll make more money in the NFL, hopefully. But now it may not be true. So maybe I should change my way of thinking. But I think playing time there's no value on playing time. Like, playing quarterback, you can have all the money in the world. I'd rather be playing than not playing. But that's always been my motto. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Even leaving my D2 school, my JUCO, like I had D1 offers, and I'd rather go D2 because I was like, I want to play. Like, I'd rather be the best player of all time at Pace University rather than sit behind a guy and not play. So I guess it's the same thing with money. Like, some kids rather make $1 million, or some kids rather go start somewhere. Yeah. So I feel like agents play a part in that. And then just the percentages. Like, when I had my NFL agent, he only took 3% of the contract. If I signed an NFL contract, he was only going to get 3%. So I thought that was like the going rate for agents, but I heard like some agents are getting like 10%, and some guys are getting 7%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if a kid signs $3 million contract, that's a lot. But There's a lot of money out there. So I think agents do help. My brother, he just hit the portal. He just signed to Jackson State. Shout out to my little brother. But when he was going through, there was agents hitting him up, and they'd be like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna reach out to the school for you, but you can't have another agent. Like, I'm putting you on to these schools." So I think they do good.
They sound like lawyers.
Pro.
They sound like lawyers.
For sure.
They can do something for you, but
they sound like agents.
Yeah, they sound like agents.
Agents are lawyers. Like, my agent coming out of college, he was a lawyer. He was a really good lawyer. He was actually more of a lawyer than he was an agent. He just had a lot of connections. So but yeah, I think you need an agent if you're dealing like high money football, like Matt. You gotta have an agent. Yeah, gotta have an agent. Rio, we just had this conversation today. Rio was like, do you think I need it? We were sitting at Chipotle like 2 hours ago. He's like, you think I need an agent? And I was like, no, you don't need an agent. You don't need an agent. And then Matt, I was like, do you have an agent? He was like, yeah, for baseball, not for football. And I was like, all right, like, you going to SEC, you don't need an agent for football. You're probably playing baseball anyway. But so it just depends the situation too. Like, if someone had hit up like one of my D2 quarterbacks and was like, hey, I want to be your agent, you got to give me 3%. I'll be like, no, you're not doing that. No, there's no point. Not right now.
Another thing I see is that I don't know about football as much. I see it in basketball, but I think in football too, is that all these kids are running around with videographers and stuff now. Yeah. They're having like...
But like, so you take TK, Taylor Kinney, Mr. 6'7".
Yeah,
he comes in the black sheep. He's a black sheep OG. He comes in the black sheep all the time. He did it the smart way. Like, he makes so much money just off of, like, he doesn't need to get NIL from the school that he goes to or anything like that. He just makes so much money off of social media.
Oh yeah.
If a kid take everything out of it, take the school you play for, just being an influencer. There's so much money in being an influencer, and that's pretty much what TK is.
Yeah. Now Cam Mercer's killing it too.
Yeah. So and again, like a lot of these brands, like these big brands, like yes, they want the Jeremiah Smiths, but it's like, why do they want the Jeremiah Smiths? Mm-hmm. Yes, he's a good football player.
Yeah.
But how does that help them? Him being a good football player doesn't help them. Him having a large following.
Yeah.
Him being good at football and people liking him is what him being good at football and him having a bad reputation isn't going to get sponsorship deals in NIL like Johnny Manziel. But I'm pretty sure people would have been looked past it. But like Johnny Manziel had a lot of off the field issues, and people may not have wanted to sign him in college for an NIL deal. But yeah, if you keep a clean slate and you market yourself really good and you treat it yourself as a business. Yeah. And you are the business and you get a good content team around you.
Man, you're hitting all my my points. I was just about to start talking about building a brand. Yeah. I mean, look at Marshawn Lynch and what he's doing now. He took his personality. Yeah. And for sure. I mean, somebody that I've seen do that in a whole nother industry is Snoop Dogg. Really think about it. He had really one big album, but he's a household name. Another person, Kevin Hart. He ain't even really doing comedy anymore. But you see him everywhere. Yeah. Kai Cenat.
That's the new trend.
Yeah, Kai Cenat. Like a lot of these kids probably now, they're not going to know him as a stream or as a gamer. Yeah. They're going to know him just streamer. As a streamer.
Yeah, entertainment. Yeah, I love all that stuff. I find all like the streamers, and I find all that hilarious.
Oh yeah.
A part of my job too, I feel as though, is I got to stay with the times a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I gotta stay up. Yeah, it's fun. Like the new music that people like. I remember when we were like high school, people were talking about like Lil Yachty and like how this music was terrible. Yeah. When I first started listening to some of these new rappers, I was like, "What the heck is this?" And then I had to catch myself. Like, all right, this is the trend. This is what I gotta listen to. Yeah. So it grows on you a little bit, but like stuff like that. That's just like. When we were in high school, it was like YouTubers were super popular. Like I remember watching like Dormtainment and like who else was like super popular? That one lady who like did the cinnamon challenge, Flozell and stuff like that. Like those people were like super popular. Now it's like TikTok people and streamers. Like streamers are it. Those are people's superheroes. It's crazy, but like these dudes be doing like subathons or whatever, and they have like 1 million people.
Bro. Join. You remember when all the Viners turned into like YouTube? Like I remember watching like King Batch, and like Jerry Perpjank and Paige Kennedy and like Anwar and like Layla Pons and even the Paul brothers and stuff like that. Back in the day, And now like honestly, like that's the way to do it. They all went out to Cali together. They lived in like a house and just shot a bunch of content. And a lot of times, I mean, bro, I don't know about you, but I'll be watching shows with my wife. And I'll see some of these people that I used to see on Vine as real actors now, bro.
Like Batch is like a real actor a little bit. Who else is like a real actor?
Melvin Gregg. You know who that is?
Yes, Melvin. Mm-hmm.
He's in Snowfall.
Yes, I seen him. He was Lowman. What's his name in Snowfall? Lowman or something?
I know what you're saying.
I forget his character name.
I know exactly what you're saying.
But yeah, he was in Snowfall. Crazy.
Or the dude that and I just saw him in Power. Woody something. He played Bobby Brown in in that movie. You would know him if you saw him.
He's a Viner?
He was a Viner, bro. And he was a backup dancer for like Chris Brown back in the day.
Oh shoot. You know a Viner who was like super popular and now is like a super popular producer? Jay Versace.
Jay Versace.
You don't know Jay Versace?
That sounds not familiar.
You definitely know Jay Versace. He was hilarious, but like he wasn't in like Vine like content. He was Vine like just straight funny, like straight jokes. Yeah. But now he's like super like crazy producer. Yeah. Crazy music producer. He did a bunch of famous people like. I'm about to look up like a Jay Versace song.
Woody McClain is that dude's name.
Woody McClain.
Woody McClain.
No. That was his what's his name too? His Vine name or his like stage name or whatever?
Yeah. Or Alfonso Macaulay.
Who was that?
Like, you seen Fat Albert the movie?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he was just in some stuff. But Lele Pons, you remember her?
Lele Pons?
Lele.
No, who's that?
She was part of that whole group. But she just got married to like a big Latin producer.
Nice.
What I just saw your Spotify rap. What you been listening to?
Country music.
Country music.
Yeah, country music.
Hey. What you been listening to?
It's Chris Stapleton. He's coming to Cincinnati next year. Yeah, he's coming to Cincinnati in August. My wife told me last night. I was like, go ahead, get it, book it now. I don't care what it is, book it.
Bro, the tours that are coming through are crazy. I want to go see Morgan and Indy.
Yeah, I'm going to see. I'm going to Morgan. I love Chris Stapleton will always be like number one. Well,
Okay.
Drake is always number one. Drake, I think he'll always, just because he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Drake is the GOAT. Then it's like Chris Stapleton number two, then Morgan Wallen, and then it goes from there. But those are definitely Jasmine Sullivan. I think I love Jasmine. I need to see Jasmine Sullivan before Chris. I already seen Chris Stapleton. I'd rather see Jasmine Sullivan more than Morgan Wallen. But a lot of country music. Some of these new rappers that these kids are listening to nowadays,
like Rugrat and Yeet.
Yeah.
You like Opium? That whole sound.
Is that what this called? Like the
It's
new
called
rap sound?
It's called Opium.
Yeah. Okay.
That,
Yeah. It had to grow on me. Like that one Travis Scott song he had that came
Fiend?
out. Yeah, Fiend. No, it wasn't Fiend. But yeah, like Fiend. Like
Yeah.
Fiend. I don't like it. Hey. Yeah.
Man, talking about concerts, you see Bruno's coming to do a U.S. tour?
Cincy?
He's coming to Columbus. And he's bringing Leon Thomas. He's bringing he's bringing Anderson .Paak.
Ooh, that whole album.
Yeah.
That whole album. So Anderson .Paak and Bruno was so good.
Yeah, Silk Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that that they had some ties to here. Anderson .Paak's keyboard player is from here.
Oh shit.
And the guy that what's the guy from here? Bootsy Collins?
Oh, Boosie's from Cincy?
Yeah.
I know. I'm not from Cincy.
He lives in Anderson.
Oh, he still lives here.
Yeah,
they
I think they recorded Silk Sonic here. Part of it, because so he has his own like radio tower and stuff out in Anderson.
I didn't know that. I did not know he was from. I did not know Boosie Collins lived in Anderson.
Yeah, so Bruno Mars historically, there used to be this spot downtown. His site might still be there. It's called Bat Sakes.
Yeah.
And they sell like top hats. And he came in and bought like 10, 20 hats.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm real big into music. One of my favorite concerts of all time is Chris Brown, bro.
My wife wants to go to see Chris Brown.
That Breezy Bowl, bro.
I don't like Chris Brown. Cool. I used to be not even a big Chris Brown fan. He's always like, I'm picky with music. I don't like his sound really.
When you listen to music, what are you looking for?
Really good vocals. And not saying he's not a really good vocalist, but like, I like slower songs. And I feel like he's like, up in the night,
Yeah.
And I'm like, slow down a little bit.
Yo.
Slow down a little bit.
I think what you're trying to say is you got an old soul.
Oh, for sure. I love old music. Like Leon Bridges. A lot like, I for some reason, I just started listening to so much Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder was like 4 on my list this year.
Really?
Bro, I love Stevie Wonder. I don't know why I just now got hit.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Bro, but yeah. Yeah. I like slower, like vocals. That's why I love country music, because I feel like you can hear them singing more. Yeah. But like Chris Brown, he's good. He can obviously sing and dance. He's probably one of the best, like, if I had to say like athletes, like he's a music, like entertainment person. He's like one of the best athletes of all time.
Dude could have been in a major league sport, I feel like.
Yeah. No, not even athletically. I'm just talking about like if you take like the word athletic, like being so good at everything, just him as like a athlete. If you're a really good athlete, you can jump, you can play basketball, you can play baseball, you can play football. Him and like he can act, he can dance, he can sing, he can hoop. He can hoop. He's actually a good athlete too. So it's like he can in that realm.
Like he's dope with fashion. He knows how to do graffiti.
Yes.
Somebody compared him to you ever used to play Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah. They said the main one.
They say like if when you used to play Crash, if you didn't move the controller,
he would just start doing stuff.
He'd be like this, and then he'd do a flip.
Yeah.
Like he could literally do that.
Yeah. He's phenomenal. Yeah, I just don't like his sound too much, really.
Nah, I feel it. So talk to me a little bit about your, just you, outside of, like, who's Carlton Aiken Jr.?
I feel like I'm someone who just always try to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like, as cliche as that sounds, but like I like kind of pride myself on like just trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
What does that mean to you?
Try to be like my dad.
Mm.
You know, one, a God-fearing man.
Yes, sir.
A great husband. Learning to do that.
Yes.
Because that's a whole different. We could talk about that for hours. Just
we can.
Being a husband. But yeah, just trying to be a really, really just good human being. Trying to be there for everyone in my life, especially the quarterbacks. Just with my job right now. I get messages all the time from like parents and family members of the quarterbacks that I train, and they're like, "You have no idea like how much of a role model you are for such and such," and I'm like, "Sheesh, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
like, that's insane. Take everything else out of it. Just hearing somebody say that, you know, their child or family member looks up to me is, you know, big time.
Yeah.
So yeah, trying to do that and just continue to do the right thing and showing my kids, the quarterbacks that I train, what the right thing looks like. You know, I heard it all the time when I was playing. It's like kids look up to you, but now seeing these kids every single day and really helping them navigate their lives, I understand the weight that I have on some of these kids. It's like I really, you know, what I say or what I don't say, or, you know, it really plays a huge impact. Like sometimes if I don't post a kid on my story, they may think that I don't like them or something like that. Or if I joke around with them, they may say like, hey, you know, they may get offended or something like that. Or if I could say like, hey, you had a really, really good day today. And they'll be like, whoa, like Coach Aiken thought I was good.
Right.
Like, wow.
Right.
And that little thing may you know, be big time. So I realize that my words carry weight, but understanding that and you know, with great power comes great responsibility, and understand that responsibility that I have to help change some of these kids' lives it means a lot. And so yeah, if you know, just want to be a good person, honestly. Like I feel like I pride myself on just trying to be a really, really genuine, God-fearing human being.
Yeah, it's important because, you know, you're giving out emotionally.
Yeah.
And having, you know, faith in God, having something that you can recharge your emotional, spiritual, mental battery, you know, to give out to them. That's awesome. What are some of your goals for this year? What are some of the things that you want to do? Not even just with coaching, but in your personal life?
By the time this comes out, I think everyone know I'm having a baby in the summer. Yeah, having a daughter. So
congrats.
Really excited about that. So one, I want to be a really good dad.
Yes.
I want to be a really good dad. I think I will. Like my wife says all the time, she's like, I just want to be a really good mom. I'm like, one of the reasons I married you is because I think you'll be a really, really good mom. Like I think you'll be really good. I seen that in her from like day one. I'm like, oh, she'll be great. So I want to be a really good dad. I think I will, just because my dad was great and both my parents were really, really awesome. And they did a good job. Like now that I'm older, I'm like, bro, I wish I could raise my kids like how they did. Like, bro, they did a phenomenal job. Like I have my degrees, my brother's about to graduate, my brother's in college, my sister's in college, my older siblings all went to college. It's like, bro, I hope and pray that, you know, I can do what my parents did. But so that's, you know, getting ready for this baby coming in July. Quarterback, like professionally, coaching wise, just sharpening my tool. I feel as though last year, my whole motto last year was learn as much information as I can. I feel as though I'm still in that phase. I just want to, like when I went to the Elite 11 and all that, I didn't go there for the quarterbacks. Like I could care less back then. I was like, I want to go and be around the best coaches. Because in the Elite 11, it's like, not only do the best quarterbacks come, but they pick. It's hard to, as a coach, to get invited to do it because you have to be a really, really good coach. So I went there and I was like, I want to pick your brain. And I talked to the coaches the whole entire time.
Did you go as a guest or you went as a coach?
I went as a coach.
Okay.
I went as a coach 3 times.
Where was this at? Cali?
Nope. I mean, the big one was in Cali. I couldn't do it. There was one in Ohio, one in, I think it was Indiana. I can't remember. But it was one of those. I went to 3 times. 3 times. Where was this at? Cali?
Cali?
Nope. I mean, the big one was in Cali. I couldn't do it. There was one in Ohio, one in, I think it was Indiana. I can't remember. But it was one of those. I went to 3 times. 3 times. Where was this at? Cali? Nope. I mean, the big one was in Cali. I couldn't do it. There was one in Ohio, one in, PA, and another one in Ohio. One was the Elite 11, the one in PA was the Elite 11, and then the third one's the Elite 11 Academy, so like little kids.
Yeah.
And that one, like I actually got to coach at that one. But so sharpening my tool as a coach, and then continue to grow my brand itself. QB Coach Aiken, whatever. Like learning the business side. Like I just started. I just got like my EIN number and my LLC and stuff like that.
Congrats,
so I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Literally, I was like, all right, tax season is coming.
I
was like, I gotta
write-offs.
Yeah, I gotta get everything in. So for 2026, I'm good. So doing all that stuff, just setting myself up business wise and solidifying myself as not only the best in the state, because I look at everything as a competition. So there's other good quarterback coaches in the state, but I'm like, I want to be known as the guy in Ohio, and then I already know I'm the guy in the city. I don't think anybody else is close.
No.
I'm saying that on purpose. I don't think anybody else out there is close in the
city. Come on,
man. Quarterback training wise, so want to be known as the best in Ohio, and then once I do that, one of the best in the country and be respected as such. Because it's cool to think that kids think that you're number one, but if I can go into certain spaces like the Elite 11 and coaches are like, he's that guy. Because there's certain coaches that are, like Will Hewlett, who's not even a big social media guy. But, like, when you go to the Elite 11, everyone's like, yeah, I sent my guy down to Will Hewlett because he's just so good. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I want that. Like, I want to pick those brands. Or, like, Jordan Palmer, Carson Palmer's brother. Like, he's the number one guy in the country right now in our world because he's really, really, really good. So being known, and like Quincy Avery and Sean McVoy and stuff like that. I want to be respected like that amongst those guys. And then I have a really unique situation because I have connections to Europe. Yeah. And I had a quarterback fly in from Switzerland. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm, want to be respected as one of the best in the world. Not even in just Cincinnati or Ohio or the country. I think if I continue to build that European connection, I was actually just talking to a mom today from Germany, literally earlier today, about sending her kid over this summer for a week to train. So if I can continue to do that, that'd be big time. So that's it. Continue to get my guys a bunch of offers and seeing them go and play college football and just build my name and then be a good husband and a good family man. That'd be good. That's it.
We might have to
Everything else can take care of itself.
Yeah, we might have to shoot part 2 in Europe,
bro. Let's do it.
I want to go
back to Europe. Poland was great.
You know I'm part Polish.
I think you told me that before.
Yeah, didn't you say my family last name is Mahalik?
Mahalik, yeah. I had somebody on my team last name Mahalik.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Small world. What about pierogies? You ever had
I had a pierogi.
Kielbasa?
Kielbasa's so good. That was already my favorite sausage before I went to Poland. It tastes different though. I like kielbasa in America more than Poland. It's way like juicier in Poland. I like it.
But it's just better seasoned here?
Yeah, but like when you bite into it, pause. It was like it burst in your mouth. Pause.
Hey yo.
Super hey yo. But it was like it was too much. It was too much. Pause. It was too much. But like over here, it's cool. It's kind of a regular little. My wife be frying it and putting in rice and stuff like that. It's cool. Yeah, super good.
Yeah, my wife cooks it a lot for like breakfast. She uses it at breakfast.
Super good. Yeah.
How you feel about geta? You had geta?
Geta. You know what scrapple is?
It's like that.
Yeah. You know what scrapple is?
I don't.
But it's the same.
Isn't that a PA thing?
Yeah, PA. Yeah, PA.
I mean,
Scrapple and Geta are like two different things, but people were like, "Oh, it's the same thing." I need to try Geta. I haven't had it.
My family's from the Poconos.
Oh yeah. So have you haven't had Scrapple?
I haven't had it, but like I've heard of it.
So freaking good. I miss that. We got Wawa in Ohio now, so I'm happy about that.
We need Wegmans here.
Never had that.
Wegmans?
Yeah, I never had that.
That's crazy. Maybe it's like further out, but they had them in the Poconos. It's like
I have had Wegmans.
Imagine if Publix and Jungle Gyms had a baby.
I've had Wegmans. I've someone went inside Wegmans and I sat in the car.
Okay,
so I've been to Wegmans.
Legit.
Because Scranton, where I went to,
that's
Lackawanna. I know when I was at Lackawanna, it was up there. I don't remember, I had to unlock the memory.
That's I was just talking to my dad about it. That all of the names up there are like super like Native American names.
Yeah, Lackawanna. What else is like the Poconos, obviously. Yeah.
It's the Gatlinburg in New York City. When I tell people like I go to the Poconos and they're like, "What's that?" And I'm like,
They don't know the Poconos?
Yeah, that's a North, bro. People don't know what that is. You know, it's crazy though, but people from New York City or people up Northeast know what it is. Like, I was watching the Adam Sandler movie, and like it was the one with him, I think, and Jennifer Aniston, and she's like, I don't want to go to the Poconos for our trip again. Like,
Nah, true. Poconos lit.
you know, Michael Rubin, the dude behind Fanatics, the guy that be having those all white parties.
Yeah, Michael Rubin. Yeah.
Bro, you know, like how he got his millions or like start. He doesn't necessarily say where he did it. He said, you know, and like he's kind of vague about it, but he said one city, and I did some research, and he's like, yeah, it was like a ski area, and like what I'd do is buy all the ski gear out of season and then sell it back to people when they needed it, and like I started buying whole ski shops. Like they would be closing down, and so I'd buy the whole store, and I did that, and I'd sell it back like when it was in demand during ski season, and I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, he did that in the Poconos.
Yeah, he had to, or like in Aspen or something.
No, it was in PA.
Oh, it was in PA. Yeah. Is that where he's from?
Yeah, like
Or
Philly.
like Northeast. Oh yeah,
yeah. Is it Elizabethtown?
It's Elizabeth, New Jersey.
It's somewhere like roughly around there, but I mean it's the whole mountain range.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Skiing.
Yeah, I need to come up with something like that. Get Michael Rubin money.
Hey, bro. Hey. Well, with some of these athletes, you might be at one of those white parties, bro.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they don't forget about the little guy.
Come on, man.
Hey, man, don't forget about me, man. Take me with you.
Facts.
Take me with you. But yeah, just blessed to be in this position I'm in.
Yeah, bro. Well, thanks for coming through.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you guys for checking out this podcast. Make sure to subscribe. I'll be posting a lot of stuff on the social soon.
For sure.
But yeah, bro.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. You already know.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.